Hi guys, I hope that you are doing well, and today we're going to talk about the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th. So, I'm not sure if you care whether or not I make these videos a little bit more personable. You know, I used to just do tarot readings on YouTube and I hardly ever really talked about myself. I think that the only thing people knew about me was that my name is Anna, but I do like to add just a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of a personal touch to my readings now. You know, I like to talk about myself here and there, like my own experiences with these eclipses and stuff like that. So let me know if you like this even, you know, or not, because if you don't, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna be talking only about forecasts and nothing else. But if you do, you know, I would like to periodically share kind of like my own experiences, I guess, with these things that I've been tracking for years now, and you know, how these play out in my my friends' lives, my family's lives, and my clients' lives, and so on. So I just wanted to share, you know, briefly that you know, I am in school, right, and the eclipse is happening right on the day of my exam. And besides that, you know, I am a Pisces rising, so technically this is supposed to be a nice one, but at the same time, I'm a Taurus sun. I'm a Taurus sun, and it's opposing my sun by a sign, not by a degree. But, you know, I wonder what is going to happen, and I will definitely come back and let you know whether or not I passed that exam. But if you have something important coming up around this day, and if you are a Taurus, a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, you may actually get some sort of a breakthrough. You know, you might get a kiss from Scorpio. You know, a kiss from Scorpio, and I mean it as an archetype, okay? I don't mean it as, I don't know, your friend that's a Scorpio, your neighbor that's a Scorpio, you yourself as a Scorpio, right? So I'm talking just about the archetype of Scorpio. Scorpio can kiss and Scorpio can sting at the same time, right? So it's up to you, or I should say it's up to your previous actions, what kind of attention you're going to get from the Scorpio energy. Are you going to get a kiss, or are you going to get a sting? So in this case, you know, I do believe that this Venus energy, right, the conjunction with Venus here, it could bring some positive events, right, especially for the signs that I've just mentioned. For Taurus, however, this might be just slightly more challenging because the eclipse is opposing the sign of Taurus, meaning that there is some sort of opposition that is faced until you can reach the desired outcome, right? A little bit of challenge is faced before you can reach that desired outcome. So a sting first, then a kiss. Okay, for Pisces, for Cancer, a kiss. Depends on your chart, of course. Now, I would like to also mention just the rest of the fixed signs, Leo and Aquarius. You guys are going to be affected by the square, right? Whether you are ascendants in Leo or Aquarius, or you are Sun, right, Leo in or Aquarius. I would say for Sun in Leo and Sun in Aquarius, you could be, your identity could be challenged a little bit. Your role in this life, for example, your career, you know, do you still see yourself in the same role? There could be some opportunities that may be coming up, but you feel almost challenged to take them. You know, this could be that kind of energy. If you are ascendant in Leo or Aquarius, this energy could be playing out as just a very important development, you know, in your home life or in your career. It's generally a life direction, right? Whether it's more private, the 4th house, or public, 10th house, it is definitely about seeing something new on the path. But you might be slightly challenged to take it, okay, at first. I do believe, though, that even though, you know, it is a conjunction with Venus, it's definitely really nice, but Venus doesn't necessarily feel the best in Scorpio, right? And Scorpio overall is a misunderstood sign. So the energies that we might be experiencing around the eclipse, or I should say honestly, even weeks after the eclipse, you know, it can manifest differently for everyone. I've had instances where things would manifest right on the day or on the next day. It's like The day of the eclipse happens, nothing happens, you're like, yes, and then the next day it happens literally at 7 a.m. You know, things like this have happened. What I'm trying to say is, you know, even though the energy of Scorpio can be a little bit challenging to deal with, right? Just be open-minded, because it is something that is going to bring you on a completely new level. Scorpio is a sign of transformation. This year, you know, 2022, and going into 2023 up until July, we will be transforming our paths. You know, for everybody it's a different kind of path, for some less important than others, but everybody is going to benefit with some sort of transformation after this, okay? And this is just the beginning. This solar eclipse in Scorpio is opening up a new horizon that is going to transform your life until 2023 majorly, okay? And these are just the baby steps that are going to be happening towards the end of October. So let's talk about each sign. Okay, so yes, I did mention that the most challenging energy can be for Leo and Aquarius, and maybe even for some Scorpios, and maybe for some Taurus as well. But I would say, you know, the rest of the signs should be able to manage it somewhat well. So let's talk about Aries. So for you guys, hi Aries. For you guys, the solar eclipse is happening in your 8th house. I've told you in the previous video that I see this as some kind of a secret, right? It's almost like with Venus, there is like an affair. It's a story around an affair. And now it does not mean that it's going to be you having an affair, having a romantic affair. It's just that the connection that you may be experiencing with someone around this time is so strong, is so powerful, is so intimate that you cannot even describe it. You don't even know what to do about this, okay? Because it pushes you into the depth of somebody else's soul, and same goes for them. It's like you unite somehow, but on a very spiritual, subconscious level, you know, not so much on the physical level. It's really hard to explain what's going on between you and someone else, especially if you're Aries rising. So watch out for that energy. You know, there may be some very interesting acquaintance that you might meet around this time. Also, this could bring you a destined person that you will somehow eventually connect either your resources with, maybe you will create a business plan with, maybe it's going to be someone that you are quite literally going to marry, and you're going to have everything in the mutual state, right? Like there, you might be connecting with someone here. You may be meeting the kind of person that you're going to be connecting with, or maybe you're going to be entering the next level in your relationship where you are going to be uniting and connecting. A really good opportunity to make money, okay? And not necessarily with a lot of effort, since it's the 8th house. It could be the money given to you through inheritance, especially if you're Aries rising. Could be the money given to you somehow by clients, or maybe some kind of a reward, or banks. You know, you could be getting an approval, a major approval though. Even documents can come up as well, documents regarding property, documents regarding certain crisis, okay, certain critical situations in your life, or financial situations, very difficult financial situations. Maybe something is resolving around taxes, or maybe you're finally finding a way how to deal with a certain situation here. Basically, things are, I believe, looking nice, looking like some sort of a sum of money may come around that, again, you either have been waiting for, or it's a surprise. Yeah, so, you know, I feel like it could be a very much a financial eclipse, and this could also be a very intimate eclipse. You know, you may meet someone very interesting, someone very charming, someone that you really want to unite with, you know, on a spiritual level, not just on the physical. And I feel like it is the time for, you know, for transformation for you. Whether you are Aries Sun or Aries Rising, you know, it's like you're looking back, you're realizing how much you've done, you're realizing how much you've been through, and you're looking forward, and you know what to do, and you know how much stronger you become. and you are looking forward to what life has for you. It's an optimistic eclipse, I would say, for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. Now we're moving on to Taurus. I almost skipped Taurus, actually. Almost started talking about Gemini. Hi Taurus, I hope that you're doing well. So your solar eclipse is happening in your 7th house. Okay, so for Taurus rising. For Taurus sun, regardless of which house this is happening in, you're of course going to be impacted. And this could be potentially a challenge that you may meet with right from the start. However, you know that also Venus is opposing you, right? And especially if you are an early Taurus, if you were born somewhere around the 20th of April all the way until maybe 25th, 26th of April, this could be your time, this could be your eclipse. And for early Tauruses and for any Taurus rising, this can indicate a major step in a relationship, a major step in a situation that is connected to other people. Of course, a lot of things are connected in our life to other people, but this one in particular is about needing to find some sort of either compromise with someone else, balance with someone else, right? And it could be very much a romantic partner, because, you know, Venus is there, or there is a financial deal that you need to sort out. This financial deal, once it does get sorted out, it's actually going to bring you something major, something that basically will signify this year for you. It's like there is some kind of a prize, some kind of a reward that you have received in 2022 that you will remember later on. Like, this is a pivotal year for you, and it can come now, okay, it can come towards the end of the year. It has already come in the past, in the recent past, like recent months. But this is something that's changing your life. It's something that is changing your life direction, and you're excited about it. It could be a sum of money that can change your life, and I'm not talking about millions of dollars, you know, but I'm talking about something substantial that can, for example, pay for your school, or something that can pay, I don't know, can buy you a home, right? Something like that could be the case, or a person. And if it's a person that you're not romantically involved with, it could be someone that you have a deal with, some kind of a business deal, for example, something that you need to accomplish together. And it will be really interesting to see how this unfolds, right? Because you receiving a kiss from Scorpio to some extent, you know, this means that most likely you may find it slightly challenging at first, but then you realize that it's for the better. You realize that you know, you may torture yourself a little bit right now, maybe because you're busy, maybe because you're doing a lot of things at once, but you know that it will pay off later. You know that it's worth it later, right? It's worth the wait, or it's worth this work, right? Whatever this may be. Of course, you know, this eclipse could bring you a destined partner. You know, it's conjunct your ruler. It could very well indicate that, you know, you may meet someone new, someone that's gonna be a big deal in your life, whether it's connected to business or love. And this could, of course, be anything really: buying a home, selling a home, giving birth to a child, conceiving a child, and things like that. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's opposing the first house, and the first house can be, you know, us, but also basically any area of life. It can really touch on any area of life. So I would say that be prepared for anything, okay? Be prepared for anything, especially if you are Taurus rising. Taurus sun, well, I feel like your role is changing. You know, your role is changing, and maybe you are a little hesitant, but you will remember this year forever. This is your year, regardless, and you'll be very satisfied by the end of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now I'm moving on to Gemini. Hi Gemini, I hope that you are doing well, and your solar eclipse is happening in the 6th house. So conjunct Venus, you know, that's pleasant. That's a kiss. That's for sure a kiss from Scorpio, and it's happening in your area of health. You know, this could be the eclipse that shows you what you really need to do now to improve your life situation, your overall everything that's going on with you right now, health-wise. You know, it could be that And honestly, like I've experienced this myself as well. When your health is poor, every area of life is affected to some extent. You know, it's really hard to work, it's really hard to study, it's really hard to be happy and, you know, joyful with your family and friends, because there's always something bothering you, whether it's on the physical level or, you know, it's some kind of a chronic illness. And, you know, this could be the case here where you may finally find treatment for this issue, or you may finally find an outlet, like something that could keep either your immune system well, or maybe you may find something that can just improve your lifestyle. You know, a lot of times this plays out as you finding a great hobby, kind of changing your day-to-day schedule, right? Adding something into your life that is very beneficial and also very significant. On a different level, this could be changes within the work environment. There could be a female, possibly, you know, with Venus, that is either like a new manager, a new boss, or maybe someone that is taking a very different approach towards the whole the group projects. I don't know, the schedule, the structure of the company. There is definitely a little bit of a more beneficial approach, more soft, kind of softer, you know, and you like it. It almost seems like maybe you're benefiting from this change at your work somehow. You're benefiting from the health changes, from lifestyle changes here. You know, this could be the year truly where your lifestyle changes drastically. Like you will have something, you know, in your, not just your schedule, like something in your routine, something that you're so used to is going to shift, and you will remember how it used to be, like a before and after, you know. And this is something crucial to your lifestyle, to your day-to-day life. Something here is shifting, something here is changing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you are changing a job, maybe you are starting to work from home, maybe you are actually going back to work, who knows, you know. But this is definitely something that you will remember, and this is the year where that routine changes, where the health changes, hopefully for the better, right? But it depends on us, and where the work situation can also dramatically change. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now we're moving on to Cancer. Hi Cancer, I hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio is happening in your 5th house. That's a wonderful, wonderful eclipse for you, conjunct Venus. That talks about interesting romantic experiences. And if you are Sun in Cancer, you know, you may experience something nice here too. You know, you could receive a financial reward. Overall, if you are trying to impress someone, okay, if you have a contest, if you have some kind of a competition, if you have job interviews, you know, for especially Sun in Cancer, this can be a very beneficial time, and you could get noticed, and you could receive recognition and offers. Okay, if you are Cancer ascendant, this talks about the same things, especially if there is some sort of competition going on, if you have to be on stage, if you have to kind of show yourself, show off your skills, if you have to get creative, and you know, if it's a contest of some kind, or if you have to be on stage at this time, wonderful, wonderful time. This could be the year where you get recognized, you get noticed, and you could even have some fame. You know, that could also be the case here. I would say that, and not just, you know, I'm not just talking about October, I'm talking about this year, 2022. It's a very good year for creativity for Cancer, a very good year to really kind of go out there, you know, go out there, and also to date, honestly. Like if you want to try and explore, okay, explore some kind of a new environment, maybe a new dating site, a new type of people to date, a new environment overall, maybe new friendships, maybe new clubs, right, gyms, whatever you're into. that's overall a good year, because that's where you're gonna be meeting key people in your life, okay? Very important connections are coming this year for Cancers, especially Cancer rising. So this could bring you a romantic partner, this could bring you a friend, this could bring you someone that can also boost your creativity somehow, help you, help you get you interested in something that you've never maybe done before. Very exciting. And also it's a good year to, not necessarily good year, right? But it can be much easier to conceive, to give birth, right? To have children this year as well. Me and my husband, we had Miles when I had North Node transiting my 5th house and my South Node transiting 11th house, and he had his North Node transiting 11th house and South Node transiting the 5th house, like you do now. Okay, so we had a child that year. So it can be very, very possible. And, especially this kind of new beginning, whether you want a child or not, whether you're, that age, whatever, you know that it's not for everyone. When I'm saying this, obviously be open-minded, but if you do want this to be your reality, it could easily happen around this time. So watch it, whether you want it or not, watch it. But other than that, yeah, I think you could meet some interesting romantic partners or partner, and you will definitely remember this year the cycle of eclipses, because either your creativity is going to shine, or maybe you are going to have a child, or maybe you are going to meet a person, or maybe even a group of people that you're going to resonate with on many different levels. But thank you so much, Cancer, for watching, and now we're moving on to Leo. Hi Leo, hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio is happening in your 4th house. That is a pretty big deal, right? If you are Leo sun, this is just a square to you, while you are a Leo ascendant, this is a 4th house square. So that's a little bit more specific. For Leo suns, well, if you are, let's say, Leo sun but Cancer rising, right, this may not be as hardcore. If you don't have any placements in water, then I would say that this eclipse could really challenge your identity, challenge your role, and your current role. What do you want to do? Because there's something new that's coming up here, and it's very shiny. It's really hard to not notice, okay? And it can be very seductive or seducing. How do you say this? Well, you know what I'm trying to say. But because it's, it's Venus in Scorpio, and you need to decide basically what you want to do about this role. Do you want to take it? Do you want to challenge yourself? Do you want to try? Or do you just want to kind of stick with what you know? And of course, eclipses are all about challenging you and putting you on a new path. So I don't know how much you should resist, to be honest with you. But if you are Leo rising, let's be more specific. It's happening in your 4th house, okay? Happening in your private area. Private area of your chart, and this connects to family, this connects to the roots, this connects to the relationship with parents, and overall that soul, basically the place in your soul, in your heart, that nobody really knows about, maybe the closest people to you, but it's private. You don't really show it. Nobody knows what you truly feel like, nobody knows that part of you, unless they're very close with you, maybe like your parents, for example. So in this case, there is something new happening there. This could be an emotional renewal, quite literally. And with Venus there, I find that to be pleasant, even though Venus is going to be squaring you, but it's just Venus, and it's conjunct the new moon, conjunct the solar eclipse. It's a bigger deal here than just, challenging you. I think it's giving you some sort of a prize. I think it's giving you a reward. The question is, are you going to take it? Do you trust it? You know, that's the thing. Because, you know, Scorpio is all about that deep trust. But if you don't trust, then it's a problem. So it's about really building up to it, I think, and just being open-minded to what is coming up. This could be an opportunity to move. But an opportunity to move could be for example, a job that you may suddenly get and you're not possibly prepared, but at the same time, this is a great opportunity, and financially it could be looking good. This could finally be a situation regarding property that gets resolved, regarding inheritance that finally gets resolved, or maybe receives some sort of a boost. Like it's a positive new beginning here, even though you feel a little challenged at first. You feel like the changes that are happening, you want to resist them. And of course, you know, we all know what happens when we resist the karmic nodes. We just have to kind of go with it. So as you go with it, and as you are open to these changes, there's some kind of a great opportunity here. Scorpio and Taurus eclipses, you're going to remember this year, because you will probably change your living conditions dramatically. You will probably change your role in this world dramatically. When I had eclipses, or I should say me and my husband, we had eclipses happening in the 4th and 10th house at the same time. I had a South Node transit my 10th house, and he had his North Node transit the 10th house, and South Node the 4th, like you do now. And, you know, he wasn't really home that much, but he was working because, you know, we had a child. So our roles dramatically changed because, you know, the 4th and 10th house axis, this is your role in life, whether it is, you know, a parent, for example, you becoming a parent, or maybe you gaining some sort of status, like, I don't know, you know, getting promoted, for example. Whatever this may be, you know, it's changing this year, and I found myself in a role of a mother, in a role of a parent, you know, and he changed jobs and definitely had different titles, and of course he also changed his title, you know, he became a father. So it's interesting how the eclipses in the 10th and 4th can impact a person's life. And I will definitely say that, you know, it was not the easiest time, definitely not, but do I think about it and I don't regret anything whatsoever, and all the challenges that we may have been through, right, with being in between jobs and just all kinds of craziness, and having an infant and not even knowing how to hold a child before I had my own, you know, I never had small siblings or anything. So, you know, that was also new, but at the same time, it was precious and it needed to happen, and it was still, you know, it was something it was ours. That's the most important thing, to understand that your living conditions are changing, but they're changing for the better, even if they are changing with some sort of challenges, but they're for you, you know, they're yours. They are dear to your heart. Because it is the 4th house, so something new is coming up, maybe a move, maybe, you know, it's time to let go of certain properties, so that way you can focus on maybe your own home, you know, maybe you no longer need to deal with the house that belongs to your family, for example, I don't know, but you know, maybe it's time to work more, but maybe it's time to work less, maybe it's time to get promoted, maybe it's time to change a job. That could all influence those living circumstances, right? But it's worth it, and you will understand that later. If you are challenged right now, just be patient. You will understand it later. And I think honestly it's going to be a nicer eclipse for you. It's more kind, you know, it's not squaring Saturn. The next one will be, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not squaring Saturn, and it's conjunct Venus, so it's definitely going to bring something sweet, something nice, or maybe even a financial chunk, you know, that could be very helpful. But thank you guys so much for watching, and now we're moving on to Virgo. Hi Virgo, I hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 3rd house. So this is the time for some kind of learning, for traveling, for gathering more skills. And you will remember this year, you know, this cycle of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, you will remember a lot of it because you are about to gain a certain skill. You're about to maybe go to school or get a diploma, get a certificate, get a license of some kind, get a document that you didn't have before 2022. You know, my husband just got his passport, and that's exciting. You know, that does fall under the third, ninth house axis, you know, to get your passport when you, let's say, never had one before. That's a pretty significant document. And you know, this could also talk about school, learning a new skill, and using it in a way that is life-changing, using it in a way that changes your life direction completely. For example, you're graduating around this time, or your final exams are around this time. It opens up a door, it opens up a new path. It's with Venus, right? So it's nice, you know, this energy makes a sextile to you, so it's like, use the best of it. You know, yeah, you have to do a lot of work yourself, but use it to your advantage. Use the help that we can give you with this energy and make something great out of it. It's like you get a green light, you know, you get a green light to either succeed at something, gain a new skill, file for a document and get it, for example, or maybe, you know, try and apply for a visa and get it. There's definitely a path, you know, like third house is like roads to me, paths, different ones, you know, short trips, long trips. Well, long distance is ninth house, but still, you know, it's the axis. So I believe that you could either find out that you're about to take a trip, and this trip is almost like life-changing, or at least year-changing, okay? This year is something is gonna come up that's really interesting and significant. Or maybe, you know, if this isn't a trip that you're going to take, this could be a path, you know, not a physical path, not a trip in the car, on the plane, but it's a path. It could be a new skill, it could be a spiritual path, it could be maybe you trying yourself out on social media as well, you connecting with a lot more people, you networking with people, you maybe creating those business accounts, you know, trying to like connect with others in your field, trying to kind of push yourself out there, you know, and this could be very good for business, this could be very good for overall for career, could be very good for school, could be very good for social media related jobs as well. And you could also receive a very important message here, and since these are the eclipses, Scorpio eclipses, there's always a mystery of some kind surrounding Scorpio, so you could receive this message through your dreams in some kind of a trance state. You could receive it, you could receive insights that you didn't even know could be possible. Okay, and especially if you're exploring that kind of stuff like lucid dreaming, and you know, you could receive some interesting messages there, so pay attention. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now we're moving on to Libra. Hi Libra, I hope that you are doing well. So your solar eclipse is happening in your second house. Not bad. This talks about money, of course, you know, conjunct Venus, your ruler. I feel like this year, 2022, going into 2023 as well, up until July, you're going to secure your position. You're going to let go of, either let go, modify, somehow change the source of income that you currently have, either double it or maybe triple it, or maybe it's going to be just a completely different source of income, meaning that it's going to be coming from different sources. The income is going to be coming from different sources, if that makes sense. Of course it does. Leading up to this year, you may have felt that, you know, something needed a change. Whether you are Libra rising or Libra sun, doesn't really matter. You know, it's like, I've been needing some sort of a change. when it comes to either my self-worth, my self-love, like I need to focus on myself. You know, I shouldn't be treating myself this way. I should be loving myself more. But how hard is it to really start working on that, right? Because we're busy. Either that has been a big question, or your financial situation has been a big question. Maybe you are making okay money, but you don't like the job, or maybe you feel unappreciated at your job. Again, whether you are, you know, Libra, Sun or Rising, this could be the year when that changes. First of all, anything connected to self-love, that's going to be changing. You know you're worthy. You will understand it a lot more. Worthy of whatever you need to be worthy of in your mind. I'm not going to specify. For everybody it's different. You could be working on that this year. You could be realizing a lot of things about yourself. You could really start loving yourself this year, in case if you couldn't in the past. But when it comes to financial abundance, financial stability, financial success, or even just a source of income that you would like, this is also the year of change. And it may not happen specifically on this eclipse. It may be kind of a story of the 2022 and going into 2023, because most likely, you know, your financial situation, especially if you're a Libra rising, is going to change. And most likely you're going to come out of this cycle of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio with either a new job or a renewed self-love, a new source of income, doubled income, tripled income, or maybe you're not even going to work. You know, maybe you're going to, I don't know, do full-time school. I'm giving different examples, right? But I think that this year is going to teach you values. Or if you already know them, it's going to remind you exactly what your values are, or what they should be at this point in time. So interesting eclipses for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and now we're moving on to the stars of the show, Scorpio. Hi Scorpio, so you are, not quite literally, but you are giving everybody kisses around this time, because, you know, your, the sun and moon are conjunct each other, which create this new moon solar eclipse in your sign, plus they're conjunct Venus, and also in your sign. You could be feeling very special around this time, and especially if you're Scorpio rising, you could be feeling very special, you could be feeling very charming and beautiful, and you really will be attracting a lot of attention. Let me just put it that way, a lot of attention. And positive attention. You know, people are going to be drawn to you. So also be careful, you know, with who tries to kind of win your attention around this time, because, you know, you could be experiencing more attention than usual, and from different kinds of people. But since it's happening in your first house, you know, I believe that this year overall, not just this eclipse, but this year is going to bring you so much more self-confidence and self-love that you probably have not experienced in a little while. It could be that, honestly, you know, leading up to 2022, you may have felt somewhat empty or depressed. You know, and I mean, Scorpio rising, they do kind of have those depressive tendencies periodically. And it could be that maybe you have felt that there is a change that's needed, right? Plus, you know, the square from Saturn for who knows how long. Well, I do since late 2020. But, you know, it's been a journey. It's been quite a journey, and a lot of things may have been happening with your living conditions, with your job, with your just path in life. But this year is almost like it's shining bright. It's like a projector is on you. You're in the spotlight, and it's time. It's time to change something, or it's time to accept the changes. It's time to just go with it, you know, go with what destiny has in store for you. Just relax, you know, relax, let go, and enjoy the show. Because eclipses in the first house or new moons, full moons in the first house, they are all about basically anything. Any area of life can be impacted. And, you know, children can be conceived, children can be born around this time, houses bought, sold, relationships starting, relationships ending, major legal situations can come to the forefront, finally be resolved or started possibly, you know, different contracts, different paths, including spiritual paths, can be opening up right now. It's hard for me to say what exactly is going to happen, but you will remember this year forever. You will remember, you will, maybe not this eclipse specifically, right? But just generally 2022 going into 2023, you'll remember that time because you will no longer feel the same way internally. You will feel much different about life, about your social circle, about who you want to bring with you into the future. And I believe that, you know, this purging, this cleansing is going to be so beneficial for you. And I mean, maybe you feel challenged right now, but just know that you need to be patient. It's for the better. It's for your own good. And you know, for Scorpio Sun, I would say that, you know, Sun is usually our identity, our role, you know, our career. So if you're Scorpio Sun, you may feel slightly confused what maybe you want to do in this world, who you want to be, who you want to give your love and attention to, your time, your energy, right? Are you ready, for example, for a family, or would you rather continue on your career ladder, right? All these questions could be coming up, but there is some kind of a new opportunity coming for you guys, whether you are Sun in Scorpio or rising in Scorpio, and it's wonderful. It's liberating. It's liberating, and I'm excited for you, truthfully. You and Taurus, you guys need this. You need this. Whether you're Sun, Moon, Rising, you need this, okay? So I wish you luck, and I wish you to enjoy this eclipse. And because it's with Venus, and I think you'll be very thankful for this year, for all the transformations, all the changes that are gonna occur, for the relationship that most likely these eclipses are going to bring into your life, all these different connections, acquaintances, all these chances, opportunities. So I would soak it all in, really, and I would just be open-minded, open-hearted to anything that comes your way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now we're moving on to Sagittarius. Hi Sagittarius, I hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio is happening in your 12th house. It's conjunct Venus. I've told you in the last video that, especially for Scorpio rising, it's like a fair, you know, 12th house Venus. But of course, you know, I'm joking. It can be that playing out that way. It can be a start of something behind the scenes, of a romantic matter hidden for a variety of reasons, you know. But it could also just be this new financial beginning, possibly, or the beginning that you are truly into with your soul. You are passionate about it, but at the same time, you know, you understand that this is something that most likely you need to start working on in secret, and only maybe in 6 months or so you will be able to actually express it, expose it, show it to the world, show it to whoever it needs to be shown to. There seems to be secrecy behind this, okay, but it's nice. This could also be quite literally a spiritual journey that you are encountering, and you are very drawn to it, you know, with Venus being there. You feel like it resonates with you, it resonates with your soul, with your spiritual health, okay? This is definitely something that can help you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Not sure about physical, because we're talking about the 12th house, you know. Untraditional medicine can be a big thing here. Something that heals you, something that helps you on different levels. This can be a faraway place that you are about to visit, and that changes your life, because the cycle of eclipses in your 12th and 6th houses, you will remember those forever. When I had eclipses in the 12th and 6th houses, I was able to go back home after a long time, after 7 years of being unable to go back home. I was able to finally. You have no idea how liberating that was, how amazing that was. I will remember that year forever. So, you know, if you are in that situation that you couldn't go somewhere far away, it's not, you know, from North Carolina to Georgia. It's not that kind of distance. I'm talking a different country. I'm talking far away. If you've been, if your life in some way has been on hold because of it, you're probably going to be able to go now, to travel, quite literally, right? If there is something else there, I don't know, maybe a spiritual retreat that you've been wanting to do, also green light is there. But it's a lot of, if it's not traveling, right, then it's either very spiritual, very private too, because, you know, we don't really talk too much, I guess, about our personal spiritual journeys, unless maybe we're asked, but, you know, or unless our job is around that. But I feel like it's also some kind of a project behind the scenes that could bring you some really nice rewards later that you will start working on now. And there's secrecy behind it, but for a good reason. I'm sure there was a good reason for it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and now we're moving on to Capricorn. Hi Capricorn, I hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house, friendship house. So I feel like, you know, just categorizing 11th house as like one friend, you know, probably would not be enough. I do believe that this can be a group of people that may come around that can somehow change your life, because you are going to remember this cycle of eclipses happening in 2022 and going into 2023, right, in Scorpio and Taurus, as the time of your environment changing, your social circle changing, and maybe potentially the path of your job changing as well. Because 11th house opens bigger horizons, opens bigger opportunities. 11th house is a larger audience, larger groups of people. So it could be that, for example, you were working maybe in a smaller group and now you're going online, for example, and you will have more clients or a larger audience. Or let's say maybe you were with one church for a long time. Now you, let's say, deciding that you no longer want to be in this church and you want to, I don't know, join a different kind of group, right? Maybe spiritual, maybe not. For everybody, this is going to be a different kind of journey into the larger audiences, whether it's for work, whether it's for, you know, friendships and networking and so on, or maybe even finding a romantic partner. This can indicate a lot of times that you may meet a romantic partner, in case if you're looking, especially for Capricorn rising, okay? You may meet a romantic partner in a gathering, in a social gathering, quite literally, because, you know, what are the social gatherings? Well, different gyms, different group activities, right? Different clubs, different, I mean, even online, you know, forums and social media and things like that. You could meet a person there that's very special, that's very destined for you. On another hand, how this can play out, finally receiving a reward, you know, even though this is a new moon eclipse, like this is a new beginning rather than culminating something, but this could be a certain project that you start working on now, and you will receive the rewards, most likely financial rewards for it, about 6 months from now. But honestly, you know, because we've got these eclipses happening this year going into 2023, this can be very major, this can be felt throughout the whole year, and you know, you could receive a pretty big reward this year, and you know, financial, that's kind of what I'm hinting at. That could open new doors, open new doors for sure. And once the nodes move into different signs, they will move into Aries and Libra, you will be able to kind of know what to do with that prize, where to maybe invest it, or kind of how to continue developing it further. Really exciting, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and now I'm moving on to Aquarius. Hi Aquarius, I hope that you are doing well. And for you guys, this new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 10th house. Big deal, right? So for Aquarius Sun, let me just talk about Aquarius Sun really quick. Aquarius Sun has been under the pressure of Saturn for a little while. And while they are maybe maturing in some way, or getting wiser in some way, or maybe just fighting, you know, battling the obstacles and different challenges, and they are really becoming stronger, I'm sure that they are fed up in some way, you know. Like a friend of mine that's an Aquarius Sun, she had a transit of Saturn right on her Sun, and she was describing it as, you know, being kind of in this, like, you know, like Eight of Swords in tarot, and you know, when you feel like you can't move, it's like it's a mental imprisonment, but it's still an imprisonment. And that's how it feels with Saturn. It's like any area of life seems blocked, and you're like in this really small, you know, four walls room, obviously, and you can't move. It's too you know, there's not much room for you to really wiggle. So that can be the influence of Saturn, right? And we now have an eclipses, the series of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio that are squaring your sun. So this year is definitely asking you to change something. And you know, as much as maybe it's hard to do with Saturn hovering over your sun for a while and restricting you, right? There is something within your existing circumstances that definitely needs to shift in order to experience that breakthrough, that final breakthrough. I mean, after March of 2023, for you, for Leo, for Taurus, for Scorpio, you know, things are going to get much easier because Saturn is moving out of your sign. But before then, you know, there are some shifts that are happening with the help of these eclipses that are basically causing changes within the existing circumstances. And in your case, this is your role in life, and it's not just for Aquarius rising, it's also for Aquarius sun, because, you know, it's our identity. Sun is our identity. 10th house is also our identity, our role in the public. And it can be that the beliefs that you may have had, especially, you know, with Scorpio, they're like breaking, you know, they need to change, they need to be different. It's like something outlived itself, and it's time to push forward, it's time to move forward, it's time to try something else or something new. And it could be, you know, kind of hinting in your life that maybe you need to drop this idea, you know, maybe you need to try something else. Well, how about you don't just talk about it, how about you go do it, right? It could be maybe certain hints like that coming up in your life. Listen to them and be open to any change that may occur, because, you know, change is happening in the 10th house. They're also, of course, aspecting the 4th house. They're always about living conditions, you know, living conditions changing, roles are changing. I've mentioned in Leo's forecast, you know, that me and my husband, we had 10th and 4th house axis eclipses happening a couple years ago. We had a child, our roles changed, our responsibilities dramatically changed, and I cannot say that it was very easy, right? And my husband was in between jobs, and I was not working, you know, I had an infant and never had any experience with children before, you know, so it was pretty interesting. It was challenging, right? But at the same time, it was something meant to be, and I mean, I would never change it, right? So think about it. Something this year will shift in your living conditions. And as it continues shifting, you will know that it's for the better. You will know that all the challenges were leading up to a certain beautiful point here. So I would say maybe a new job opportunity can come around. Maybe it will require a move. But if you don't try, you won't know how great it might be. Maybe you will start working after a long while, and that's for both Aquarius rising and Aquarius sun. Maybe you will actually drop working. Maybe you're going to go back to school full time. I don't know, just an example. Maybe you are becoming a parent, and that's all this stuff that's happening. Yes, it's making you more responsible, but at the same time it's a little crazy, and like, oh my god, my status is changing, my role is changing, I have to adapt, I have to adjust to this new life. But it's done for your betterment, and I don't think that you're going to complain once it's all run its course and you have the rewards that it has given you. So Aquarius, whatever this is, don't give up. Don't give up, and be open to changes. Be open-minded that there might be something that you have to tweak, there might be something that you have to just go along with. And sometimes life has to get us to move, and we have to move with the flow of life. So that's what I have for you, dear Aquarius. I hope that this was helpful. And now we're moving on to Pisces. Hi Pisces, I hope that you are doing well. So your new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 9th house, and I did want to mention myself a little. So I have an exam on the day of the eclipse, and I knew when the eclipse was happening, but the date of the exam just kind of fell on it, right? It was kind of in my control, but it wasn't at the same time. I could have picked a later date, but just everything worked out in this way. And it's happening in the 9th house, right? House of higher education, house of learning, and, diplomas, certificates, and skills as well, because it is opposing the 3rd house, and it's about school. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what it's going to bring. Yes, this eclipse is making a trine to us. Venus is making a trine to us, whether we're Pisces sun or Pisces rising. So that's a good thing. That's nice. That's a kiss. That's a pure kiss from Scorpio. That's not a sting and then a kiss, right? So it's gonna be nice. If we are talking about some kind of legal situations, finally some information, especially if the legal matter involved money. This could be a payout, finally. This could be money that's owed to you that's finally coming to you through court. This could be a female that somehow helps out, maybe a female lawyer, I don't know, a legal assistant, an accountant, someone that knows their stuff, that could really help you out here. And 9th house legalities, they're typically legalities are legalities, but Scorpio is there, and Scorpio adds sometimes can add a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, a little bit of shadiness, a little bit of secrecy. So maybe, there is some kind of new information that may come up regarding your legal case, or maybe a way to go around your legal case, in a way that's maybe not very traditional, in a way that's not necessarily very much by the book. If you've been trying to travel, this can open doors for you. This could be the travel of a lifetime. Not lifetime, but the thing is that you will remember these eclipses. You will remember the cycle of these eclipses from 2022 going into 2023, because you either are going to end up with a skill that is changing your life, for example, getting you the job of your dreams, or you may move somewhere, right? You may move abroad, or you may possibly change a spiritual path as well, or complete a legal case that you no longer have to deal with. It could be immigration cases, you know, it could be something connected to finances, like I just mentioned. As for spiritual paths, that's definitely a thing with me as well, and soon it's going to be a year since I've completely, you know, detached from all of my old beliefs. I could not really be happier. Like, I found myself, you know, I found my path. And maybe for a lot of Pisces rising, it can be the same thing. But also, you know, when it comes to just remembering this 2022, it could be because of school that you'll remember it, that, oh yeah, you know, I've gone to school, I've got my diploma, and here I am now. But thanks to 2022, because that's when it's all happened. Or, oh my God, that trip I took in 2022, that was life-changing. Or the move I made. Or my legal case finally came to resolution. That's how you're going to remember 2022. So I would be, you know, looking forward to everything that the eclipses have in store for you. And if you have an exam around the time I do, good luck. Good luck, and I think we'll make it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.